What I want to say is y'all making a mistake. Y'all know what y'all did to my child, and y'all will not get away with this. That's all I got to say. Have a wonderful day.
It's a 3-month-old baby. Baby only can just blink his eyes, let alone not crawl or walk. So, like I wouldn't have the chance to take him to daycare, changing his pamper or even bottle feeding. Like I would ask the courts to do the best that they can do. That's my knowledge. And not let them get a second chance at life.
I honestly would just like to say that I heard it was something from 15 to life, but he was only 4 months old. 4 months old. That man doesn't deserve to see the light of day again. I don't wish jail upon my worst enemy, but that little boy couldn't even defend himself. That little boy didn't even get to grow and even get to see life as we know, as we all had get to see. That man does not deserve to see the light of day.
Never seen nothing so made up. Okay? And then they had no evidence to incriminate my son. None. So what the uncle got online to say, pointing to evidence, what did they show you that they didn't show us in court? You need to explain that. So while you online, how to take up for that man because evidence show us your evidence. Show us what the state showed you that they didn't show in court. They didn't show us no evidence. These people know my son is innocent, okay? I know my son is innocent. If I'd have felt that my son was not innocent, I'd have been in his place, okay? He wouldn't be here with us in the flesh, okay? So I know he's innocent. These people have messed with medical reports. They excluded the very important.
All right, y'all. So look, there was the mother speaking right there, and I do have the full video of her speaking at the end of this video right here. But basically, long story short, the main reason why I'm saying everything is allegedly from beginning to the end is simply because he has an appeal coming up soon, and I don't want to sit here and try to say something that's true when we really just don't know the bona fide facts. I feel how I feel. I'm not changing how I feel. I said what I said. I'm not trying to disrespect the mother or anything like that, but I'm gonna stand on what I said in every instance. And I feel like that's what took place. So it is what it is. But let's get into the video. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. And like I said before, no disrespect to the mother if you see this, but it's thousands of people that feel the same way that I feel, and they are saying the same thing that I'm saying. So it is what it is. All right, what's up with y'all? Look, man, I'm back again with another video. And before I jump into the video, I got to start this off with some positivity. I want to tell all my supporters out there that's rocking with me day to day on a consistent basis that I definitely do appreciate y'all. And I hope that everything is going the way that you want it to go in your life. And I wish y'all nothing but the best in every aspect of your life. And when I say this, I'm only talking to my supporters, to those who reciprocate the same energy back to me, and to those who say the same thing back to me in return. And I also want to say that, man, if everything is going good in your life right now, you should be very thankful and grateful for everything that's going on, because a lot of people are less fortunate right now, going through a lot of things. And I mean, even if you ain't in the best position in life right now, just to have something going on and to be in any type of abundance right now is a blessing, man. And if you're going through something right now, don't give up on nothing that you got going on. Stay motivated and consistent. I say that all the time because it's really the formula to anything, man. If you stay motivated and consistent and have you some faith, man, everything will work its way out. But like I said before, if you're doing good right now, if everything's fruitful, or if things are just looking up, for the best for you right now, just be thankful and happy, man, because a lot of us can't lose what we have if we don't be grateful for what we do have. We begged and pleaded to be in these positions that we are in, and when we do get in these positions, we got to do everything to make sure that we stay in that realm, because it's easy to fall off your pivot, for real, especially if you're not being grateful and thankful. But other than that, let's get straight into this video. I just want to say that right there. Basically, long story short, it's a crazy situation, but before we get into it, I got to say RIP to this beautiful baby, man. The baby was 13 weeks. His name was Travion Hughes Jr., and the crazy thing about it is his own father allegedly took his life. And I'm saying allegedly because, they're still saying certain things here and there, but I believe, in my personal opinion, that he did take this child's life. And that's just my personal opinion. I'm not spreading it to be true, but he did get convicted for this situation. He got 15 years to life, so that means he's eligible for parole in 15 years, which is crazy to me. But basically, long story short, this crazy fool basically took his child's life by stuffing a baby wipe down the baby's mouth. Now, he's saying that the baby, which is 13 weeks old, did this to himself, which is crazy to me. Now, this baby's hands and things like that aren't even developed enough to even grip nothing, in my personal opinion. I know you can grab stuff here and there, but not to do what he said happened. He said the baby grabbed the wipe and put it in his mouth and choked on it, which is crazy to me. It's just all lame and weird. And let me send my condolences out to everybody who had a genuine love for this baby, because I did see in the video that he has a really, really good support system. The family was speaking out and having certain things to say about what was going on in this situation. I'm gonna let y'all see what they had to say. But what's so crazy about this whole situation, the mother actually took her for this crazy fool. Well, I can't call her mother, but I'm just trying to let y'all know the biological parent, the mom. Her name is Aciona McEwen, I think that's how you pronounce it. I really don't give a damn shit. She ain't shit to me, in my personal opinion. If you let somebody do this to your child and you sticking up for them, you don't get no respect from me at all. I don't give a damn about you at all, in my personal opinion. But yeah, the baby lost his life, man. He got convicted, and it's just so sad and unfortunate that you're out here doing something to a helpless child, somebody who can't even fend for themselves, somebody who don't even know what the hell is really going on. At 2 months, you don't know what the hell really happening, man. And it's just sad that the person who, played a part in you being here did this to you. And you got to start being mindful of who you're dealing with, man. As you can see, when you look at him, you can tell this fucker was crazy. Something was wrong with this fool. And she dealt with him. She had a baby with him. And she let him do whatever he wanted to do. And she's still on his side. And that's crazy to me. She said that they know what they did to the baby and it wasn't him, which is crazy, bro. What else you think happened? But hey, we finna get into the video. I gave y'all a brief synopsis of everything that's going on. And yeah, man, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this whole situation. Do y'all feel like the baby did it, or do y'all feel like he did it? But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it, man.
Nearly 2 years later, a father found guilty of a 13-week-old son could spend the rest of his life in prison. And now, for the first time, we're hearing from family members, and it got contentious. Matt Rascone has this story, and we do want to give you a heads up here and warn you, these are details.
Before we start, I'd like everybody in the room to take a deep breath and just relax.
Since June 25th, 2022,
That little boy couldn't even defend himself.
nothing has been easy about this case involving a 13-week-old baby.
Because my grandchild didn't have a second chance at life. He don't have a chance at life. He can't come back. There's no coming back, man.
On that day, then 18-year-old Travion Hughes was a new father at home with his infant son when he claimed the baby began choking on a wipe.
These hands, these precious little hands, did not have the ability to pick up that wipe and put it in his mouth, let alone ball it up and push it that far in.
Prosecutors say Travion Jr. could barely swallow his formula. They argued Hughes shoved the wipe down his baby's throat. On Wednesday, a jury agreed.
We disagree still with the jury's verdict.
Hughes declined to speak, but his attorney said he plans to appeal.
But he still maintains his innocence, that he did not recklessly or purposely shove a baby wipe into his baby's mouth.
The difficult case has divided a family.
If my son was not innocent, he'd have took that plea.
Both the defendant's mother and the baby's mother argue Hughes was set up by police. Here's their message to the judge.
Y'all know what y'all did to my child, and y'all will not get away with this.
Stop trying to take up for that man and kill that man.
But other family members stood by baby Travion Jr.
And I'm just ready to all foul justice.
and asked the judge for the maximum punishment.
That man does not deserve to see the light of day again.
A jury found Hughes guilty of murder, voluntary manslaughter, and child endangerment. The judge sentenced him to 15 years to life. And again, Christy, Hughes plans to appeal.
Now, he shouldn't even have the eligibility to do this. It's crazy that they get all these damn rights and stuff like that when they out here literally taking people out, especially your own flesh and blood. If you do it to your own children, ain't no telling what the hell you'll do to anybody else out here, in my personal opinion. I feel like that people who do things like this are really, really demonic, man. They are crazy as hell. He couldn't even control his emotions. I'm pretty sure the baby was crying. He tried to shut the baby up by doing what he did. And to say a baby did this at 2 months is crazy. And I said something about the hands due to the fact that first saying something, it made me just think like, damn, you're not even fully developed yet. You can't even just really just grip. I mean, yeah, you can kind of, you know what I'm saying, but you're not going to grab something, put it in your mouth. And they said it was far back there, which is crazy, man. You know, it's just sad to see this type of stuff happening to these beautiful, innocent children. They're not even getting a chance to even really open their eyes good and just see the world. And you know it's just crazy, man. And to think the people who brought you into this world, the people who are supposed to love you unconditionally and things like that, are doing things like this. It's crazy, it's sick, and it's really, really something that should be, taken care of instantly. There's no trial that should be taken, no due process or none of that. Y'all already know how I feel. If you get back into the video, this is in the courtroom right here where everything went down and the family started speaking about certain things. I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and get into the video. I'm gonna holler at y'all at the end of this one right here. Yeah, check this out and let me know your thoughts and opinions. I'm gonna holler at y'all in a couple of minutes.
Good morning, everybody. You may be seated.
Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. The Court of Common Pleas is now in session pursuant to adjournment. The Honorable William T. McGinty presiding.
Thank you. So we're going to go on the record. And before we start, I'd like everybody in the room to take a deep breath and just relax. And oftentimes in the courtroom, we don't hear that quiet. And today, the parties are here as a matter of right. And I would anticipate and expect that at the conclusion of today's hearing, we'll have that same silence that we just experienced before. All right? Now let's just make sure everybody has their telephones turned off. We are here today in case number 671990, captioned State of Ohio versus Travion Hughes. And he is in court today with his attorney, Scott Ramsey. Representing the State of Ohio is Assistant County Prosecutors Carrie Soule and Jillian Pateo. The court ordered that the State of Ohio notice, pursuant to Marcy's law, victims concerning this case. Has that been accomplished?
Your Honor, I left Aciona McEwen a message. She did not call me back, but I see she is in court today. I also spoke with Travion Hughes Jr.'s maternal grandparents, and they are both on Zoom and would like to address the court at the appropriate time.
Okay, thank you very much. And I would indicate for the record that the court, prior to coming out here today, probably yesterday sometime, established a Zoom link for anybody that could not be here in the state of Ohio for the hearing today. So I would just like to state, before we start this, the overriding principles and purposes of felony sentencing in the state of Ohio. And that is to protect the public from future crime by the offender and others, and to punish the offender, and to promote the effective rehabilitation of the offender while using the minimum sanctions that the court determines accomplish those purposes without imposing an unnecessary burden on state or local government resources. Court needs to consider the need for incapacitation, deterrence, rehabilitation of the offender, and restitution to the victims or to the public. Sentences should be commensurate with and not demeaning to the seriousness of the offender's conduct and the impact it has on the victim, and is consistent with sentences for similar crimes by similar offenders. And then lastly, the court should not sentence based upon the offender's race, ethnicity, gender, or religion. The procedures we will go through here today is to hear from any input from the state of Ohio, any presentations that they might have, and also the victim impact statement at that time. And if there's anything that the defense wishes to put forward, it will be at that time. And if the defendant wishes to make a statement, that's great as well. And then after the presentation from both parties, then court will impose sentence. Okay, Carrie?
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, on Zoom we have Danielle Jackson and A.C. McEwen. They are the maternal grandparents, and they would like to address the court.
Okay, Danielle, could you hear everything I said so far?
Give her 1 second, Your Honor. Danielle's trying to unmute her phone now.
Okay.
This is Martrell.
Yes, I hear you.
Okay. Is that who you called on?
Yes.
Okay.
Danielle, if you would like to tell the court what you'd like to say with regards to Travion Hughes Jr.
I really don't have that much to say. I'm just glad that you all found justice for my grandbaby. That's all.
And now, Your Honor, A.C. McEwen would like to say something.
I'm A.C. McEwen. grandfather, the grandbaby. I want to start as I said 3-month-old baby. Baby only can just blink his eyes, let alone not crawl or walk. So like I wouldn't have the chance to take him to daycare, changing his pamper or even bottle feeding. Like I would ask the courts to do the best that they can do. That's my knowledge. And not let him get a second chance at life. Because my grandchild didn't have a second chance at life. He don't have a chance at life. He can't come back. There's no coming back, man. So I would ask that, Your Honor, that you sentence this young man to the best of your abilities. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, may I take the time to say something as well?
Who is this?
I'm not sure who this is.
And who are you, sir?
Yes, my name is Mark Short Wilcox. I am Danielle Jackson's brother. I am the uncle of Travion, who had passed. I honestly would just like to say that I heard it was something from 15 to life, but he was only 4 months old. 4 months old. That man doesn't deserve to see the light of day again. I don't wish jail upon my worst enemy, but that little boy couldn't even defend himself. That little boy didn't even get to grow and even get to see life as we know, as we all had get to see. That man does not deserve to see the light of day again.
Okay. Thank you. Could you all mute yourself now so that we don't hear any noises coming in through the Zoom link?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, great. Carrie?
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, we're here to get justice for Travion Hughes, Jr. The defendant has never accepted any responsibility for his child. He has blamed others since day one, EMS, the hospital, even Travion Jr. for putting the baby wipe in his own mouth. Your Honor, these hands, these precious little hands, did not have the ability to pick up that wipe and put it in his mouth, let alone ball it up and push it that far in. You saw in the other videos that I played during the trial, he could barely swallow his formula. He couldn't swallow that baby wipe, that balled up baby wipe, Your Honor. Your Honor, we are asking for justice for Travion Hughes, Jr. We ask that you impose the only sentence available here, life imprisonment with parole eligibility after 15 years, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Ramsey?
Thank you, Judge. I just have brief comments. Obviously, Travion went to trial on this case. He maintained his innocence. The jury spoke. We disagree still with the jury's verdict. So he's not going to make a statement today. He is going to exercise his right, his constitutional right and lawful right to an appeal. But he still maintains his innocence, that he did not recklessly or purposely shove a baby wipe into his baby's mouth. He says he didn't do it, and he stands by that. So we do understand, we value the court, the jury's verdict, but we just disagree with it. Thank you.
Sure. So there'll be nothing from the defense side?
I don't believe he wants to make a statement. No, Your Honor.
Okay, great.
You can ask him.
Okay, so let the record reflect, Carrie, there were other victims that are here. Is it their desire not to say anything?
Ms. McEwen is here if the court would like to address her. She does
Ms.
not.
McEwen, you have the ability to say anything that you want. Do you care to make a statement here?
What I want to say is y'all making a mistake. Y'all know what y'all did to my child, and y'all will not get away with this. That's all I got to say. Have a wonderful day.
All right.
Evidence don't last, you understand? So what?
Okay, let's-
Stop trying to take up for that man and kill that man.
Okay. The jury has spoken. You have been convicted of the crime of pursuant to 2903.02B of the Ohio Revised Code. The legislature provides only one sentence for a violation of this statute. Therefore, pursuant to law, you are sentenced to an indefinite term of 15 years to life. Jail time credit of 423 days will be credited to your account upon your going to the Ohio Lorraine Correctional Institute. Sir, pursuant to Criminal Rule 32 of the Ohio Rules of Criminal Procedure, it is now my duty to give you your rights of appeal. Before I give you your rights of appeal, I'm going to order that you pay the court costs of this case, and you do so by providing community work service while you're in the institution. So pursuant to Criminal Rule 32 of the Ohio Rules of Criminal Procedure, the court has the duty to inquire of the defendant if he desires to appeal his conviction.
Yes, he does, Your Honor.
Okay.
He's indigent.
Okay. I also have the duty to advise him that if he is unable to pay the cost of any appeal, the defendant has a right to an appeal without payment. Does he have the funds to afford his own appeal?
No, he does not.
Okay. That if the defendant is unable to obtain counsel for an appeal, counsel will be appointed without cost. Does he need the assistance of counsel appointed?
Yes.
And that if the defendant is unable to pay the cost of documents necessary for an appeal, the documents will be provided without cost. Is he unable to obtain the documents?
Yes, he is.
Okay. And the defendant has a right to have a notice of appeal timely filed on his behalf. And would he like to have counsel appointed for purposes of the appeal?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I would ask that for the notice of appeal, Mr. Ramsey, if you would just make sure that that's filed on a timely basis, and the court will appoint counsel.
Okay.
All right? Travion, there's nothing else that I can say to you, okay? Everything is statutory right here. You have a sentence that's been imposed. You'll have your right to appeal. In the meantime, the court is going to order that you go to the Lorraine Correctional Institute to start the sentence, okay? All right. Anything further from the state?
No.
Anything further?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
All rise.
All right, now that y'all seen that, man, I definitely don't feel like nobody is going to be in agreement with the baby did that to himself. It's just crazy to me. You know, to even try to pass that lie. I couldn't even defend somebody as a lawyer doing something like this, just to know how sick you are. You are weird. You are crazy as hell. There's no way in the hell I'm going to get in here and represent you in knowing that you did this, because there's no way possible that this baby could have did this. I mean, it's a ways for everything true enough, but this didn't happen, we know, and this is something that plays up under reasonable doubt. You feel me? But overall, ultimately, man, people that's like this definitely should get the penalties that they deserve, and y'all know what I'm talking about. I just don't want to promote violence, but you know, y'all know what I'm saying when I say what I say. Ultimately, you know, she do have some type of karma coming back to her, and I feel like that for him to get a possibility of getting free is crazy to me. It's people out here that's doing less than that and having mandatory 40, 50, 60-year sentences. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it is what it is. I want to know your thoughts and opinions on this whole situation. RP to the baby man. And I just hate that so many innocent children are going away due to the fact that their own parents, their own flesh and blood, I'm going to say that, because they really not parents, in my personal opinion. But hey, it is what it is. I want to know your thoughts and opinions, and I will holler at y'all later on another video. All right.
Good morning, everyone. Everyone is waiting on me to respond. Okay? And I'm here to give you something, okay? So today I'm reading all of these articles. I'm just reading everything pretty much. I'm not trying to let personal articles or personal sayings really bother me, because I'm unbothered. But what's wrong is these people know my son is innocent, okay? I know my son is innocent. If I'd have felt that my son was not innocent, I'd have been in his place, okay? He wouldn't be here with us in the flesh, okay? So I know he's innocent. These people have messed with medical reports. They excluded the very important medical reports that you all needed to really see. They didn't allow it to even be talked about in court. They hid that, okay? I have 3 different medical reports, okay? The information that you need to see, I have it, okay? So what they're trying to say is, and yes, we filed for an appeal. No, we do not need money from the judge, because the same judge that claims that he wants to appeal my son's case is the same judge that incriminated him. Okay? And what I mean by that, that judge hired that attorney, told my son that he couldn't get an attorney, that he's going to get the attorney that he appointed for him. Now, from my understanding, that's against his constitutional rights. You don't get to pick and choose. You know what I'm saying? And then you led the jury. You led the attorney. You telling the attorney why this man have not taken a plea yet before trial. You know, and you had already promised my son, because you didn't take a plea, that you were going to make sure that he get 15 years to life. I've never seen a judge lead a whole court case. The whole trial. He led the whole trial. He had so much input in the trial. I've never seen it, okay? I've never seen nothing so made up, okay? And then they had no evidence to incriminate my son. None. So what the uncle got online to say, pointing to evidence, what did they show you that they didn't show us in court? You need to explain that. So while you online, you know how to take up for that man because evidence show us your evidence. Show us what the state showed you that they didn't show in court. They didn't show us no evidence. There was nothing pointing to my son as being a criminal or even doing any bodily harm to his child. Everything points to EMS and Metropolitan Hospital. I am so serious with you all, okay? I have so much evidence against these people. I'm not sure of what to bring or bring about right now, because I don't know if it's going to affect his appeal, okay? So when I'm get free of that I can share, oh, most definitely you will see in black and white, because black and white don't change. Medical records don't change, okay? Unless you putting some stuff together. And from the looks of on their end, they were putting a whole lot of things together. From medical records to what the EMS did, from what they did to my grandson. I mean, it's just a whole lot of corrupt, okay? And these people needs to be out and about. These people need to be shown for their behavior. You know, everyone needs to know how these people went about with this case, okay? All the documents lead to EMS, the judge, from the attorney that he hired. And now you want to be so quick to appeal my son's case to do what? So you can document those records as well? You know, people need to be careful about what they put out and what they try to do to people. You know what I'm saying? Because the same people that's trying to do so much harm to me and my son and my entire family, you did a lot of harm. You did a lot of damage. Okay? And this iniquitous system has already failed me. And they're continuing to fail me. They're not doing anything right. And they think it's right because they're comfortable with it. You know what I'm saying? When you're comfortable with eating shit, you continue to. Okay? But I feel sorry for those type of people. Because what you put out and what you're doing to me, you're going to get it back. You're going to get it back. Most definitely. And my son is not the only one that they've done this to. They incriminated several people. The whole system of Cuyahoga is corrupt. Okay? Everyone eats from the same plate. Everyone sleeps together, if you know what I mean. I don't know who to trust. I'm sorry, as far as this appeal. I don't know who to trust. I'm so serious because everybody is in the bed together. I don't know. I didn't put money to another attorney. They ran off with my money from Ohio. Yes. They took almost over $20,000 from me. Took my money and told my son, well, you're going to have to give the state something. We know you innocent, but you're going to have to give them something because they're not going to let us beat this case without you giving them something, okay? And I'm going to tell you something about this innocent man. These people have offered my son plea bargains for him to take just 2 to 3 years of probation, or 2 to 5 years of probation, or 3 years. You understand me? For someone that did so much harm, they'd have ran with that. They'd have ran with that plea. He didn't accept that. He's concerned about justice for his son. Do you know how many times this man has said that? I want justice for my son. Free this innocent man. And of course, Cuyahoga is going to get tired of me because I'm still digging. So the rest of your skeletons will unfold. Everybody is going to see what type of people you really are. Okay?